Taylor Adams, 9, Collingwood's best player and would have likely won the North Smith medal had the Magpies won the game. Was inspirational at times with his tackling and ability to pressure the opposition. Kicked a clever goal in the third term, as he ended the afternoon with 31 disposals, 18 contested, 9 clearances and 5 tackles. James Aish, 3, the defender had very little impact on the game, with just 7 touches. Aish did lay 5 tackles, but the Magpies needed more from their running halfbacks when the game was on the line. The argument could have been made to leave Aish out of the side for Ben Reid or even Darcy Moore, if he was past fit. Eagles soar in thriller full match coverage and stats. Mason Cox 5, just 1 touch in the first half, but set the MCG alight with his first goal of the day at the start of the third term, which came as he took a towering pack mark in front of Tom Barris. His presence became greater the longer the game went, and the big American had the opportunity to put the Pies back in front late in the game, but his kick from distance drifted across the face. Jack Crisp 7, Crisp stood up as well as any Collingwood defender on the ground, finishing with 25 disposals and 9 marks. Provided important rebound from defense overlap run through the middle of the ground. Showed composure late in the game by trying to keep the ball out of the Eagles' hands by waxing with steel side bottom when their side had the lead. A bad early omen. Pies banner destroyed. Jordan De Goey 8 has developed a reputation as a big game player and did not disappoint on Saturday. Often played as Collingwood's deepest forward, kicking a wonderful goal in the first term by busting through a Jeremy McGovern tackle and snapping from the boundary. His third goal came from outside 50 to give Collingwood a 2-goal lead at the start of the fourth term. Had 14 disposals and was a constant threat every time he went near the footy. Jordan De Goey, are you kidding? Incredible effort. Goldsack did as well as he could against a much taller opponent, but the Eagles forward managed to get into the game in the second half as he pulled down 11 marks. Goldsack had a crucial spoil on Liam Ryan when he looked to be out in space in the fourth term, which could have decided the contest, but it was not to be. Levi Greenwood 4, rather than pushing into defense, Greenwood started on Elliot Yeo and frustrated the Eagles' start to keep to just 11 disposals in the first half. As Luke Shuey's influence grew, Greenwood was switched onto the Norm Smith medal winner and couldn't do much to contain him. Brodie Grundy 5 was unusually quiet in the first half, but started to impose himself more on the game in the third term. Finished with 49 hitouts, much more than Scott Lysette and Nathan Vardy combined, but had the ball just 10 times. When he's at his best, Grundy wins 20 or more disposals, and for some reason, he could not do it on the day. Will Hoskin Elliott 5 took a fabulous mark against Jack Rutten and then kicked a dead-eye set shot from the boundary line in the first term as Collingwood were up and about. Didn't quite find the distance against a strong wind with a set shot after the siren in the third term, which registered no score. Had 18 disposals but no real game-defining moments. Watch the thrilling final 2 minutes. Jeremy Housix played through the pain of an ankle injury after being injured in last week's preliminary final. Jack Darling quiet early in the game, but could only watch on as the Eagles forward imposed himself on the contest in the third quarter. Took a couple of important relieving marks in defense late, but was not at his best. Tom Langdon 9 Langdon was magnificent and rivaled Adams as Collingwood's best player. The defender finished with 23 disposals and 7 marks, 3 contested, as he constantly put himself where the ball was to try to intercept or impact aerially. A wonderful full-length smother on Kennedy to deny a forward 50 entry epitomized his commitment to his side. Brayden Maynard 5 left the ground for a brief moment in the second term after feeling the effects of a big Liam Ryan hit, but returned to the ground soon after. The defender spent time on Ryan and Willie Rioli and put great pressure on with his 7 tackles. However, Maynard offered little offensively and the Pies probably needed someone to step up in that regard. Liam Ryan gave Brayden Maynard a heavy bump. Main was superb against the Eagles, despite having just 15 disposals. laid a whopping 14 tackles and took 4 marks, 1 contested, to be among Collingwood's best players. His game was defined by his defensive moments, with a crucial ground ball win in the middle of the ground in the first half and a wonderful intercept mark in front of Darling in the fourth quarter. Brody Mihocek, 5, the mature age forward, spent time trying to contain McGovern early in the contest, and he did that job well in the first half. Took his moment and delivered a key goal at the start of the fourth term when a snap around the corner and did not look overawed. In the end, McGovern's influence became important, so he gets docked a few points. The moment Sheed kicks the impossible Scott Pendlebury 6, the skipper had 12 disposals, 7 contested, to halftime, and as always, he had time with the ball in his hands. Ended the game with 20 disposals but never really had a key influence on the game. Had 5 clearances, but others like Adams and Brayden Sear shaded him for impact. Tom Phillips 6 had a shaky moment when he mistimed a handball to Scott Pendlebury over the top in defense in the first term, but regained his composure after that. Provided a great outlet for the Pies on the wing in several pressure cooker moments and gained 438 meters on the ground, the 4th highest on the field. Spent time on Chris Maston and beat him. 10 things we learned. Goey's star rises, Steele, side bottom 4 after a stellar finals series. Side bottom's impact was minimal on grand final day. Had Mark Hutchings for company, who wore him like Gary Payton used to do to the players he was guarding on the basketball court, and had just 9 disposals in the first half. Moved to full forward in the latter stages of the third term but could never really get going. His best moment came with the handball that set up Goey's third goal at the start of the fourth term. Brayden Sear 7, the youngest Magpie on the ground, was excellent on the big stage with 21 disposals and 7 clearances. Thrives in congested situations, and his 14 contested possessions embodied the type of game he played. One of Collingwood's most consistent four-quarter performers, Jaden Stevenson 6, set the MCG alight with 2 goals in the opening term, with a terrific left-foot snap and not much space underlining his talent. The NAB AFL Rising Star winner then capitalized on a Tom Cole fumble and burned his way into an open goal soon after. From there, though he was very quiet with just 9 touches for the match, Jaden Stevenson kicks to win a minute. Limped off the ground in the fourth quarter to receive some treatment on his lower leg but returned to the ground. Unfortunately missed 2 chances to put Collingwood in front late in the third term, with left and right foot snaps. Adam Treloar 8, the midfielder, had 14 touches to halftime and did his best work in traffic. Had 26 touches, 14 contested, by the end of the game to go, with 5 clearances. Looked dangerous when given space, but with the game bottled up particularly late, he could not quite break away. Still a top game as he worked tirelessly to lay 11 tackles. Travis Varcoe 7 had his sister's name Maggie written in permanent ink on his shoulder tape and sent the crowd into raptures to kick the first goal of the game. It was a wonderful moment as his teammates mobbed him after a tough few weeks following the passing of his sister. Laid a big tackle on Lewis Jetta in the second term, and then chased down Rioli in the third. May have had just 11 touches, but his impact was far greater than his stats suggest. Travis Varcoe loves a first goal. Collingwood struggled for defensive matchups when Vardy was thrown forward, while Buckley maybe could have put Goey on the ball earlier in the game. But that's being nitpicky. The AFLCA Coach of the Year would have been proud of his players.